Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the 10 weirdest survival games out there. These aren't your run-of-the-mill zombie apocalypse simulators, no siree. We're talking about games that make you question reality, sanity, and whether you should be laughing or running for your life. But hey, who doesn't love a little challenge? These games are not only bizarre, but also surprisingly useful in real-life survival situations. Well, maybe not the part where you're fighting off giant space slugs with a spork, but you get the idea. Learning how to manage resources, craft essential items, and outsmart bizarre creatures. These are all skills that could come in handy, right? So buckle up, Buttercup, because we're about to embark on a wild ride through the wacky world of survival games. We'll be exploring everything from the depths of space to the depths of our own sanity. And trust me, you won't want to miss a single glorious, pixelated moment. Get ready for laughs, screams, and maybe even a few existential crises along the way. Let's get weird. First up, we've got Project Zomboid, the game that turns surviving the undead into a strangely relatable experience. Ever scavenge for food in a desolate wasteland? Well, now you can do it with zombies. It's basically like raiding your fridge after a breakup, except with more groaning and less ice cream. And speaking of breakups, avoiding zombies in this game is like trying to avoid your ex. They're relentless everywhere and always seem to pop up at the worst possible moment. But hey, at least in Project Zomboid, you can build walls to keep them out. Try doing that in real life. But seriously, the scavenging and base building in this game, surprisingly practical. You learn to value every can of beans, every scrap of wood, and every moment you're not being chased by a horde of flesh-eating monsters. Plus, building a zombie-proof fortress, that's just good life advice. Just remember, when it comes to the apocalypse, friends are the real treasure. And by friends, I mean heavily armed allies who won't hesitate to use you as a meat shield. You know, true friends. Next up, we're braving the frozen wilderness in the long dark. Picture this, you're stranded in the Canadian wilderness, surrounded by nothing but snow, ice, and the occasional disgruntled moose. Sounds like a vacation, right? The long dark throws you headfirst into a fight for survival against the elements. You'll be battling hunger, thirst, and hypothermia, all while trying to avoid becoming a snack for a pack of wolves. It's basically like that family camping trip you took as a kid, but with more existential dread and fewer marshmallows. But hey, at least you'll learn some valuable skills, like how to start a fire with nothing but a stick and a prayer, how to navigate by the stars, and how to ration your last granola bar to make it last a week. Plus, after surviving in the long dark, dealing with your in-laws during the holidays will be a piece of cake. So grab your warmest coat, your thickest socks, and your most optimistic outlook, because things are about to get frosty. Just remember, when the going gets tough, the tough break down and cry into a pile of snow. It's therapeutic, trust me. All right, space explorers. Next up is Astroneer, where you get to be a cute little astronaut on a quest to survive on different planets, build rovers and bases, gather resources, and craft everything you need. It's like finding your keys in a messy room, but instead of keys, it's oxygen, and instead of a room, it's a planet. Astroneer is all about exploration and discovery. Uncover new technologies, biomes, and secrets, and maybe a bit of terror when you find those weird giant plant things. If you're looking for a charming yet challenging survival game, Astroneer's the one for you. Just try not to get lost out there. Space is big, really big. Hold on to your butts, because we're diving into the prehistoric world of Arky, Survival Evolved. This game throws you into the thick of it, naked and afraid, on an island crawling with dinosaurs. Yeah, you heard that right, dinosaurs. Remember that dream where you rode a T-Rex to school? Well, this is like that, but instead of going to math class, you're trying to avoid getting eaten alive, and building shelters, and crafting weapons. You know, the usual Tuesday stuff, but the real star of the show here is taming these prehistoric beasts. Imagine trying to train your pet dog to fetch the newspaper. Now imagine that dog is a giant, slobbering raptor with teeth sharper than your sense of humor. It's chaotic, it's hilarious, and it's surprisingly rewarding when you finally earn their trust. So if you've ever wanted to live out your wildest dinosaur fantasies or just really like punching trees, Arky Survival Evolved is calling your name just to try not to get eaten. Or do, I don't know, I'm not your mom. Buckle up, Buttercup, because things are about to get dystopian. We Happy Few drops you into a retro-futuristic city where everyone's seemingly happy all the time. The catch, they're all hopped up on a drug called joy. Yeah, this isn't your grandma's happy pill. You play as one of the few downers who've chosen to live in reality, which, let's be honest, doesn't look too peachy. You'll be scavenging for supplies, fighting off creepy masked citizens, and trying not to succumb to the pressure of being constantly joyful. It's kind of like trying to stay happy during a Monday morning meeting, but instead of boring PowerPoint presentations, you've got, you know, societal collapse and forced euphoria. Fun times. So if you're looking for a survival game that's as thought-provoking as it is unsettling, We Happy Few will definitely scratch that itch. Just maybe don't play it right before bed, or maybe do if you're into that sort of thing. I'm not here to judge, mostly. Okay, moving on. All right, number 6 on our list of weird and wonderful survival games. Frostpunk. Imagine a world colder than my soul after forgetting to hit save in a 4-hour game session. Yeah, that chilly. In Frostpunk, you're not just surviving, you're leading the last bastion of humanity in a frozen wasteland. You've got to make tough choices like whether to ration coal for heat or use it to power those sweet, sweet automatons. It's all about resource management, city planning, and desperately hoping your citizens don't revolt and turn you into a human ice sculpture. Talk about a high-stress job, right? It's basically like trying to manage your household during a power outage, except instead of arguing over who gets the last flashlight batteries, you're deciding who gets to eat and who freezes to death. Fun for the whole family. But hey, at least you don't have to deal with zombies, right? Unless the cold somehow reanimates the corpses of your disgruntled citizens. Okay, new rule, everyone gets extra coal rations. I don't want to deal with zombie lawyers complaining about the thermostat. Next up at number 7, we've got Rust. Now, this game is not for the faint of heart, my friends. Imagine the most brutal, unforgiving reality show ever conceived, then add a dash of crafting and a whole lot of player versus player action. And you got Rust in a nutshell. You start with nothing but a rock and your birthday suit, and it's a mad dash to gather resources, build a shelter that doesn't resemble a cardboard box, and craft weapons to defend yourself from, well, everyone. And I mean everyone. Remember those Black Friday sales where people get trampled for a discounted flat screen TV? Yeah, Rust is kind of like that, except instead of TVs, people are fighting over rocks, wood, and the right to not be eaten by wolves. The good news is you can team up with other players. The bad news is those same players might decide to steal all your hard-earned loot while you're offline. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there, folks. And in Rust, You're either the alpha or you're wearing a barrel. At number 8, we're diving into the deep blue with Subnautica. Now, this game is a personal favorite of mine because who doesn't love a good underwater adventure? It's like Finding Nemo, except instead of searching for a lost fish, you're trying not to become lunch for a bioluminescent kraken. Imagine crash landing on an alien ocean planet, beautiful coral reefs, exotic fish, terrifying leviathans that could swallow a submarine whole. Typical Wednesday stuff. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, explore the depths, gather resources, build underwater habitats, and try not to have a panic attack every time the sonar pings. It's like trying to navigate a crowded swimming pool. Except instead of dodging pool noodles and screaming children, you're dodging giant, toothy eels and trying not to get crushed by the sheer weight of the ocean. Subnautica is a game of wonder, terror, and the occasional bout of claustrophobia. But hey, at least the view is amazing, right? Just try not to think about what's lurking in the dark depths below or that creepy clicking sound that's getting closer. All right, we're crash landed in a forest. That's not ideal, but hey, it could be worse, right? Wrong, because this forest is crawling with cannibalistic mutants who really want to make you their next meal. And you thought your Uncle Jerry asking for seconds at Thanksgiving was bad. In the forest, you got to scavenge for supplies, build yourself a cozy little cabin, hopefully out of mutant-proof materials, and fight off hordes of these flesh-hungry freaks. It's basically a regular Monday afternoon, right? But hey, at least you'll learn some valuable survival skills, like how to set traps, craft weapons, and most importantly, how to identify the mutant with the worst table manners. You don't want to sit next to that guy. Now, I know what you're thinking. This sounds terrifying. And you know what? You're not wrong. But there's something oddly satisfying about building a fortress and watching those creepy crawlies run away screaming. It's like, yeah, that's right, I survived family game night. You think you can take me? So if you're looking for a survival game that's equal parts terrifying and hilarious, the forest is the game for you. Just try not to lose your head. Literally, I mean. Because in this family, you're either at the dinner table or on the dinner table. Hold on to your stomachs, everybody, because Don't Starve is about to take you on a wild, whimsical, and downright weird journey into the heart of survival. Imagine a Tim Burton movie crossed with your worst nightmare about running out of snacks. You play as Wilson, a dapper scientist trapped in a shadowy world by a demonic being. And let me tell you, this place is strange. Walking eyeballs, sentient pigs, and creatures from nightmares. It's a whole mood. Gather resources, craft tools, and build a base camp to stave off the darkness and hunger. If you're looking for a survival game that's as charming as it is challenging, Don't Starve is for you. Keep your wits about you, your belly full, and never eat the suspicious mushrooms. And there you have it, folks, the 10 weirdest survival games that are not only bizarre, but also useful in real-life situations. You never know when you might need to fight off a horde of zombies with a frying pan or reason with a giant talking mushroom. Don't forget to check out the sale at survivalcavefood.com and use the discount code YTV for free shipping and 20% off your order. You'll need all the canned meats and dehydrated meals you can get after surviving these crazy adventures. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and comment below with any survival games you've played. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching.